Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, The Lost Traveler, and I welcome you to the elevator game with Catgirls by No Bread Studio. That's the name of the studio, right? Yeah. Yeah, No Bread Studio. Yeah, I got it right. I'm so bad with names. But this studio, it's amazing. They sent me a key, thank you very much, so I can play the game, because it's fairly expensive in my country. But apart from that, we are going to play it. It's fully voice acted for what I know, so this is gonna be an amazing experience. Let's hit new game, shall we? Are you familiar with the elevator game, ladies and gentlemen? It's a game where you... Okay. It's a game where you go to a building and click the buttons of the elevator in a certain order, and that brings you to like a pocket dimension or something like that. Okay, typical disclaimer of everything. This game contains content that may not be appropriate for all ages. Some situations depicted might be disturbing or triggering. Play discretion is advised. There are timed choices in the game. They are recommended for a more immersive experience, but if you prefer to play without them, you can turn them on and off. Perfect, I want to hear the voices. It's a cold winter night. Snow started to fall a couple of hours ago, so the cityscape is littered with a layer of white fluff. I'm recording? Everything is very correctly? Yeah, my face is looking at you directly. Sorry. There we go. It crunches under our feet as we walk down the streets.
Ta-da! We're here!
Oh, I love voice actors. See, yes. I love it. Oh, God, this looks eerie. Danger. I look up to inspect the tall building before us. It's past midnight, so it's to be expected that most people living here will be asleep by now. Naturally, that also explains why barely any of the windows show any hint of light coming from on the inside. Considering why we are here, it only adds to the creepiness of the situation. I have never been a fan of dark places. That didn't change even when I got my feline features. You think that being able to see so much more clearly in the dark will make darkness less scary, wouldn't you? Trouble is, I hear so many more little sounds that I couldn't make out before, too. And since I'm not sure what all of them are, the dark every bit as creepy as it was before. Maybe even more so. Show me the characters because they are beautiful. Look at her. Look at them.
So we are.
Oh, Asahi, your voice is amazing.
Finally! A response!
Oh, all of your voices are amazing. I love them.
I thought you were starting to give me the silent treatment again.
It's a fault of mine, and one I'm not too proud of. I tend to get lost in my own head sometimes. Well, quite often, really. Thankfully, Kirin is fairly used to it by now.
I swear, Kieran, of all the buildings in the city, you just had to choose one which seems super creepy. This has to be the sole residential building in the whole office district.
Oh, but you know it couldn't have just been any building. This one is perfect.
Kirin, I bet.
And by perfect, you mean...
Oh my god, the voice actors are amazing. The voice actors are great.
Meeting the conditions and being less than 10 miles away from our homes.
Oh.
Or are you enjoying our walk in the snow together so much that you'd like to prowl around aimlessly for another hour?
Maybe.
Because I don't know about you, but I'm really starting to feel the cold. Was that your plan? So I'd need you to warm me up afterwards? You could have said something, Asahi.
Oh, these two are such a cute couple. I just stare at her, not really sure what to say. There is no winning with Kirin when she gets all sly like this. As much as I hate to admit it, it's one of the things I actually like about her.
Oh, why did I sign up for this again?
Because you love me.
Aww.
Ah, yes. Thank you for reminding me of that questionable fact. Say, do you get the feeling like someone is manipulating someone else for their advantage over here? No? Just me?
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. You know I'm happy you decided to come with me. I'll make it up to you. I promise.
I hope there is a lot of cuddles after this. There are a lot of cuddles. I having problems with plural and singular statements. I stared at her for a moment long before I sighed. I really can't argue with her, not when she's looking at me like that. I had a silent crush on this girl for the longest time and had never expected to one day find out that the attraction was mutual. The fact that we managed to actually get together still feels so unreal sometimes. If it weren't for the fact that the change affected her too, it would probably have never come to this. As much as I disliked it in the beginning, it made me feel like an outcast among my former peers. After all, our shared experience allowed me to be there for her when she needed the most. It's a memory I'm always getting to cherish, so of that I'm sure. Yes, I know it's a pretty twisted sort of memory to cherish, but how could I not remember it fondly when it brought us together? I breathed warmly on my hands, but then rubbed them together and then jammed them deep into my pockets. It's not much, but hopefully it will help keep some feeling in my fingertips. It's enough to let me focus on things in the here and now, at least, rather than just on how cold it is.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. You get provoked way too easily.
Oh, I love her voice. My man, the voice actress. Oh my god. Both of you.
You're doing all of this because of the bet with Sapporo, aren't you?
Oh, sure, that's one of the reasons. But that's not the only one. I'm doing it because it's fun.
Fun? Kieran, you've seen the forums. Not a single person out there ever said it was a good idea.
Yes, all those fairy tale stories. Quite tragic, really. Come on, you're not about to tell me you honestly believe those.
Maybe. Maybe I do.
So you mean that you don't?
Seriously, girl, we live in the real world. Spooky, scary skeletons don't just pop out of nowhere because someone decided to be an idiot and press some buttons in a certain way.
I can't believe you, of all people, are still saying that strange, unexplained things don't happen. I mean, you did look in the mirror this morning, right?
This is this, and that is that.
What, the cat features aren't something normal?
So you don't believe this will actually work?
Or you're
Remind
just
me why we're here again?
Or you're just like saying this to her like she exists?
We are here to prove a point. Namely, that Sapporo can suck it.
Oh, the delivery in that line was amazing.
I honestly can't believe I let you drag me into this.
Don't worry, Asahi, everything will be fine.
Chill, Asahi. We suffer the cold for a while longer, nothing happens, and then Sapporo owes me $50. $50 that will treat us to a nice dinner together.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I suppose a dinner with you is a pretty good incentive.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm going to voice volume. I'm going to crank it up a lot.
See? I knew you'd come around. That being said, wish me luck and all that jazz. I'll be right back.
Kieran?
What? I'm the one who should be getting cold feet here, not you.
Just...
Be careful.
You remember all the rules, right? Stay safe, okay?
Asa-chan, be realistic about this. What's an elevator gonna do? Bite me?
No, take you to another dimension.
You could always get stuck. That's a realistic possibility, if anything.
I'm sure you'll figure it out if I do. Now, be sure to stay away from the building, since we'd be breaking those majestic rules otherwise.
Right.
See ya in a bit.
The delivery lines of Kirin are so well done. I stare as Kirin approaches the building entrance, press one of the intercom buttons, and a moment later push the door open. How does she convince people to trust her so quickly, so let her into the building like that? How does she do that? She's gone from my side before I know it. A faint click as the door closed behind her. There is a feeling of unease pulling in my stomach, all of this being a bad idea, probably the worst we have had yet. Just screams in my head. I'm so going to give Sapor a piece of my own mind once all of this is over. It's not like I can really do much about it now, however. If I were to go after my girlfriend, saying I have suddenly changed my mind, it will undoubtedly make her angry. My girlfriend, it still made me all giddly just to think of her that way. But hell, we snuck out of our homes through the window without our parents knowing just to go through with all of this. If I had a problem with this whole crazy idea, I should have said something way earlier. It's too late now. Phone. Nice animation. I rub my fingers around my phone and pull it from my pocket. As I do so, I see the screen show 0030. It took us around an hour to walk here, and while I dreaded us even being here in the first place, I'm also not looking forward to walking all the way back, especially when it's bound to get colder as the night goes on. Perhaps we could use those $50 to get a ride home instead of a meal? Yeah, if only things worked that way. With another sigh, I turn away and start to walk towards a small park located in the middle of the god-forsaken district. I don't know why part of it is a playground. There can't be many kids here in the day, can there? But it is, and there is a slide as well as a pair of swings. I will most likely freeze my ass off if I sit in one, although that will let me lift my feet off the ground for a bit, the cold snowy ground. I decide to sit down on the nearest one. And just like that, the uneasy feeling of having entered what was in Kirin's call it, a liminal space? She's so good with words sometimes, one of those places that feels a bit wrong. The feeling hits me anyway, making the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Your mind usually associates playgrounds with children, laughter, movement, and life in general. It's what they're designed for, after all. So when you get to experience the total opposite of that, when you find yourself sitting in an empty, childless playground in the middle of the night, it doesn't feel right. Your mind associates it with something being off, something being wrong. Why are you here, Asahi? In a place you shouldn't be. Absent-mindedly, my gaze wanders. Something on the other side of the street catches my attention. It's a vending machine. I happen to have a bit of change with me, and the idea of getting something hot to drink is suddenly a very alluring temptation. It will undoubtedly make the waiting out in this cold less unpleasant. Please say it's a machine that has hot drinks as well as cold ones. Only 1 minute has passed. With my mind made up, I get back to my feet, checking the time more out of a habit than actually curiosity again. 0:14. Only a minute's passed since Kirin disappeared into the building, and I'm both surprised and not really. The feeling of time passing slower than usual is normal when you obsessively wait for something, even more so when, say, waiting is physically uncomfortable. Yeah, time passes weirdly. I make my way towards the vending machine without a second thought. To my relief, its glowing bottles do indeed hold the promise of a hot drink. Cocoa. I'm actually more of a coffee person, but I'm in the mood of something sweet. My mind will most likely appreciate the sugar rush right now, though, too. It definitely doesn't have anything to do with the fact that this is Kirin's favorite drink. No, nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I can't even imagine that. Oh my god, this is... Fua choco choco. Yeah, it's about time I acknowledge the fact that I'm starting to consume more sweet stuff because of her. Even though she says I'm sweet enough as I am. Aww. It's only when there is a chunk of coins in the change slot that I realize the cocoa is a bit cheaper than the coffee, meaning that I will be able to get a can for Kirin when she comes out too. That's a nice surprise. As I work on opening the bottle, I realize how warm and heavenly it feels in my hands. I wrap my hands around it, enjoying a few moments of bliss as the heat warms my fingers. I take a small sip, instantly happy with the taste. Being able to drink anything warm feels like a godsend right now. Satisfied, at least momentarily, I make my way back to the playground, intending to sit back at the spot I took up before. Rook, that looks like an R. I reach the swing and settle back down. As I glance up again at the building Kirin sleeping 2 minutes ago. What? My blood suddenly runs cold. It's completely off. A sense of sudden panic swarms my mind as I try to make sense of what I'm seeing. A building that's dead to the world, all pitch black, with none of its light shining through the windows anymore. Could other residents have gone to sleep in the meantime? That's close to impossible, and I know it. A power outage, maybe. I quickly turn around and look at the other buildings around me. All of those seems the same as when we arrive, with a bright window still present here and there, so surely that can't be it. If the power was cut off, it will affect the whole street, wouldn't it? Or even several streets. Almost spilling my drink, I hastily reach for my phone in my pocket. Wait, what? We're back! I blink, then close my eyes shut for a moment. Certainly there's something wrong with my eyesight. The time couldn't have just gone backwards. Oh! A small sense of relief floods me as I quickly open my eyes again. It must have been a trick of the light before, or perhaps there was a glitch with my phone display. Perhaps there is something wrong with me. Okay, but still, there are a lot of minutes that have passed. Remembering what made me reach for the phone in the first place, I raise my head to look at the building before me once more, only to see that it's in its previous state. The lights are back on it as if they were never gone to begin with. The unease in my stomach stays, though. I know what I saw. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have just imagined it. It's been 5 minutes since Kirin went into the building. Is that enough to ride through a bunch of floors? Will she be mad if I call her so soon? Dwelling on it suddenly feels stupid. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. I open up the call apps on my phone and there is her name at the top of the history. She did call me just a couple of hours ago to confirm our plans for tonight. Admittedly, her name is also there for the call before that, and the one before, and... Okay, I chat to her a lot. So, one more call now can't hurt, right? I hit the red dial button. I should have expected the call wouldn't connect. If she is inside the elevator, there is probably isn't any reception in there, is there? So what option does that leave me with? Going in after her? Waiting for another 5 minutes? I stare at the building before me intently, afraid to avert my eyes anymore. It's like I'm hopeful my gaze, my contact observation alone will make the light stay. I'm scared of the situation. Oh! Damn it! Sometime later I realize that I have spent so long just holding my can and fretting about Kirin that my drink has gone from a nice hot drink to, well, undrinkable. Some drinks are not meant to be just kinda warm, and this is one of them. At least it keeps my hands from freezing, I guess. 10 minutes pass, I feel only more cold and helpless. Why can't Kirin just come out of the building now if nothing has happened, and laugh at me for worrying too much? We're going to need to go in. I call her again for good measure. Surprisingly, the call does go through this time. Hello?
Hello?
What the fuck was that? I'm not prepared for what I heard. A woman laughing at the other end. There is something about it that disturbed me the very core. It's definitely not Corinne's voice. Or is it? All of a sudden, realization hits me. Sapporo, the bed, everything, now this. None of it could be possibly be real. All of this had to be a prank arranged by my classmates. And whether Corinne is on it... She wouldn't do this to me, would she? The image of her weakly smiling, amused, face persistent pops up in my mind again. Confusion turns into anger. Before I know it, I'm on my feet, already marching to the building, determination boiling inside of me. Oh, this is not going to be good. There is an obstacle before I can get in, though, as it's obvious I don't have the key to the entrance door. What kind of excuse will be possible at this sort of hour? I stab at the button that I think you're impressed, and then almost immediately regret it. What if I press the wrong button? What if I press the right one and sound stupid when the other person asks who's there? What if... To my surprise, there is a click from the intercom, and then a buzz as I'm let in without a single word being spoken. Huh? So Corinne didn't have to sweet-talk anyone. I try not to dwell on the unexpected invitation as I shrug it all off on luck. As soon as the door closed behind me, it occurs to me just how dark the inside of the building is. I know it's the middle of the night, but I'm not sure whether such a complete lack of light is normal. People live here, after all. There should be some lights of life, some signs of life. Buildings usually have at least a few lights on the inside, don't they? It's unsettling, although it doesn't make me as nervous as it used to. I know that my vision is going to adjust to the darkness in a moment, letting me navigate the place easily. I'm able to see a lot better in the dark compared to when I was a completely human, but it doesn't work instantly. Oh, the lights are on. As I take a first few minutes hesitant steps into the building, the lights flicker on with a hard buzz. Of course, I'm being such an idiot. There are automatic lights in here. They come on when people move, totally ordinary. It's just that I have never been in this building before. It stands to reason that it feels unusually creepy to me, right? Especially if I think about why I'm currently here. A freaking elevator. Oh, the lost and found. All that considered, it feels like it takes longer for me to reach the end of the long hallway than it probably should. It's a dangerous time to let your mind wander into places nobody sane will want to wander into. At least the building inside is noticeably warmer than the outdoors. It makes the whole situation slightly easier to bear. My hands and feet almost started to freeze off out there. The next thing I know, I stand before the elevator door, roosted to the ground. With the sudden sensation of someone watching me. Look behind! Abruptly, I turn around, more panic exploding inside of me as the automatic lights pick that exact moment to cut out. My first instinct is to get my phone out, let it illuminate the sudden darkness of the corridor, and Busted knows what else I'm inhabiting currently. I love it. She is actually a believer of the ancient Egyptian gods. She doesn't have the ankh for nothing. There is nothing. Nothing that I'm able to see anyway. It's just the empty corridor. A row of closed doors along each side, seemingly the same as when I first entered it. There is nobody there. I don't feel any less on edge when I turn back to the other direction, bearing my back to all of that space again, pressing the elevator button as quick as I can find it. A distant sound of machinery starting up pierces the unnerving silence, followed by a hum, which indicates that the elevator is in motion. It's clear on a different floor, so I wait for it to descend. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm myself. It feels like an eternity drags by as I wait for the thing to arrive. Open sesame! The door finally slides apart with a slight scraping sound, and the small compartment finally opens up before me, completely empty. I'm not sure whether I should be surprised or not. A part of me hoped it wouldn't have come to this, while another already expected for things to turn out this way. At this point, I decided to do the only sensible thing I can think of doing. Get into the elevator, ascend to the highest floor, then make my way down the stairs, all in the hope of stumbling upon Kirin, possibly hiding from me on one of the floors. I don't manage to find her, however. I check every single floor as I proceed downwards, but I don't see Kirin anywhere. 0148. Oh my god, an hour! Calling her again is to no avail. Kirin, where are you? This isn't fun anymore. I send her a text message, feeling distraught and tired. She usually replies to me pretty quickly, but the seconds and then minutes tick by without any reply. I send a second message. Seriously, I'm tired of cold. I'm going home. I'm convinced that she's trying to prank me at this point. I mean, that's the logical thing to assume, right? Kirin says she didn't believe any of this ritual mumbo-jumbo will work. She probably snuck out of the building the moment I go into the elevator. Perhaps it's her presence that I felt back in the corridor before. 0223. Oh my god, time's passing. It's not an easy choice to make, but I eventually decide to leave and head back home by myself. Kirin doesn't arrive at class the next day. Oh my god! I get a call from her parents during one of the breaks, asking if I know anything about their daughter's whereabouts. They apparently woke up to find her missing from her room, and she hasn't answered their calls either. I lie about not knowing anything.
You mean to say Kirin went missing?
Okay, wait. This is all the time I have for today, because I have to go to eat, and I have to start working in a couple of hours. So, I'm going to keep playing this because it's going to be super fun and super interesting. I thought we were going to go to the elevator game right away, but it seems it's going to be a slow burn of sorts, so it's going to be interesting and full of characters. So, thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye. Save.